W.T.F. Nation Radio
is in the house.
I'm sorry that I can't keep it together. Maybe it's the trauma, or maybe it's the drugs. I can't seem to control my fucking temper. But the problem lies in not being enough. I lost my sense of humor in the battle for my mind. Now I'll slip away with one last puff this time. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Forgive me for the outburst with your neighbors. My actions don't reflect what's in my soul. Never found the right way to relate or take in and display a better role. The chemicals that shape me are buried deep this time. My family's already given up, it's fine. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, the only time with no regrets, letting myself die. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my life. The substance suicide, the only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Is letting myself die.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Good morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. Because all of you guys are excellence. On this 22nd of January, 2026, in the year of our, what dumpster fire? I don't even know, do we gauge it by dumpster fires now? Or how many dumpster fires or we have? Or how many hoods? Or how many yuts or raws that we get? Sergeant's Time. WTF Radio. This is WT Moments. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all being in there and hanging out. Oh, Lord have mercy. What y'all doing? How y'all doing? How's your week, by the way? Coming back into the realm. You guys should have had like a 3-day or 4-day weekend, right? I don't know. Some people were saying that some of them had staff duties, some of them were in the field. Hey, I'm about to say that's kind of like normal. Got a little inbox traffic. I had to work staff duty during this day, or I had this to do. Hey, yes, that's always been that way. I know when I was a little Speedy Ramos, a little specialist there, I used to staff duty bounties. You want to pay up depending on the holidays? I'll pull your staff duty. No big deal. I'll pull it for you at a price. And then when I was stationed in Germany, man, I was raking in the loot. So again, I get it. A lot of individuals, hey, I think, for all the old school, back in my day guys, you sure really suck at telling our story of how it was back in the day. You have to kind of let the soldiers know, this was quite common. It's not a back in my day type of thing. It was common. You had staff duty if your number came up, and if your company, your first sergeant knocked out that DA6 correctly, and you had all those exemptions knocked out. I mean, that's kind of like how it worked out. You didn't have a choice. If you didn't have leave and all that. I know there was a lot of individuals that we've had to kind of coach along and show individuals how to use a DA6 because they never used one. And it's understandable. I mean, you can get a lot of training online, but it's kind of funny when you see people getting all upset and saying that, yeah, I got duty this weekend and I got duty on this 4-day or I got duty on this holiday. And that's, a quite common Army occurrence. But yeah. So I just thought I'd break that out. It's just kind of funny to see individuals in the chats or in the inbox just really upset that they had to pull staff duty on the 3-day, and I'm like, that's like normal. That's not a WTF moment. It's not a WTF moment at all. As a matter of fact, it's kind of like, again, that's military life. You get that Xbox, plug it into the TV, and start gaming. Do your checks and all that, or be a runner or whatever. So, along with that, I just wanted to give you guys a quick announcement, and this is from the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. They're doing their Lethal Eagle, just breaking balls, guys. They're doing their OLE, their Operation Lethal Eagle training exercise. And they did something that we rarely don't ever see. There's a weather update that they posted about, I don't know, it was yesterday. It was yesterday at what time? Let me look at the time there. There we go. Yeah, about 22 hours ago. Yep. So anyways, they did something that I don't think I've ever seen quite in a while. And it's funny because a lot of people that were commenting in the comments, because the main page has a pretty large archive, about 16 years old. And it's always funny when seeing everybody talk shit about the soldiers of today. And then you kind of look back at their comments that they've been making on whatever post they've seen it on. They were just there. They acted just like it. They were like, the unit doesn't take care of families. The Army doesn't take care of families. And then you see them a few years later, because we've all grown up together, right? If you've been following WTF moments for quite some time. And then we see the same guys going, back in my day, shit, this is bullshit. We would have done it anyways. So everyone's like wondering what the rumit was. And yes, it is true. And I appreciate all the traffic in the inbox and an update from personnel in the 101st Airborne Division themselves. With the potential for upcoming inclement weather conditions during our Operation Lethal Eagle training exercise, we will pause training this weekend to bring soldiers safely back into our garrison and reunite them with their families. Now, this has been put out, but Big Sarge has other plans. I'm going to tell you what, please send him up the chain of command. Please do that, because there's Big Sarge out there just saying, no, you're not going to do that. I don't know where you got that information from. You're going to stay here in the cough. We're going to stay in the cough while everyone's coming back so we could then go back out. No. Let me say that again. With the potential for upcoming inclement weather conditions during our Operation Lethal Eagle training exercise. Lethal Eagle. That sounds like you're trying to, Lethal Eagle. Can you say that 5 times fast? Operation Lethal Eagle training exercise. We will pause training this weekend to bring soldiers safely back into our garrison areas. Let me say that again. And reunite them with their families until conditions are met to resume training. That is posted on. And by the way, the 101st has been tagged on some social media posts that we're making in this live. Only on really on Facebook, because that seems to be the better platform for getting all this information out. And so there you go. And so, hey, shout out to the leadership. You can't hate them for it. If you're butthurt because back in 1985 or 1992 they kept you out during the great storm of whatever in Kentucky, the Clarksville tornadoes, floods, whatever you want to call it. Okay, got it. Okay, you win. Your Army was harder, even though I think the Army is harder now for troops than it was for some of individuals that had served in the past. And I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away at the hate the soldiers are getting in the inbox or on the comments. We posted that, and immediately people started throwing Band of Brothers, Bastogne memes, and how are we going to? One of them was, how are we going to take Greenland if y'all can't even handle the look? This is Lethal Eagle, okay? This isn't freaking getting ready for Operation Desert Nom or whatever, okay? Let's just kind of let's cool your jets, okay? It's an exercise, and if the chain of command decided to do that, to reunite troops with their families during this inclement weather, which is supposed to be pretty freaking bad, it's going to be happening this weekend. Everyone across the country is supposed to be getting, I don't know, day after tomorrow type weather. You know, it was going to be individuals that had never had snow before or record snow are going to fall on to some states that normally do not get it. So, I mean, I kind of got you. I mean, that's cool. All right. If you want to suck, but the chain of command has already said, reunite soldiers with their families and then wait until the weather gets better. So there we go. That's the announcement of the weather call that I thought was pretty funny. That in the inbox, soldiers are like, we were told that we're going to be going to the cough. Refer to your chain of command. Utilize social media. Hey, sorry, Big Sarge, you don't have to, you don't have to burst their bubbles. I think it's kind of funny to see everybody get overreact, and then again, watching you guys just straight up Blue Falcon, you're fucking buddies, man. Oh, back at this. So I'm just like, yeah, that's not a good look on you. Sorry about that, you know. So again, I'm just kind of like, okay, if you guys want to be that way and you want to be mean to your troops, and your troops see you back in my days. Matter of fact, let me read some of the comments. Let me see. Oh, there's a comment here that we got. I like this comment that we saw. All these people talking bad about bringing soldiers into garrison and getting out in the field are the same ones that complain that the Army doesn't take care about its soldiers. Doesn't care about its soldiers. Another comment in here. The amount of hate is crazy. Find something better to do than hate on someone for taking care of their soldiers and their families and making sure injuries don't just happen just across cold weather. It's a snowstorm, potentially power outages for young kids, newlyweds, and elderly by chance. This isn't a deployment where it's essential to be there. It's only a field problem, and it's going to be resumed after the snowstorm. So find some kindness, please. That's another one. Another person in the comments is kind of like doing some interdivision rivalry here. Quote, would the 10th Mountain do that? I don't think they would. I've trained in some nasty storms during my time at Drum. We had to push through them because that's what we were doing in combat. But the 101st leadership knows their team better than we do and made that call. Look at that. Look at that. See, that's some positives there. Let me see. We got a back in my day guy. I don't ever recall being brought in during inclement during my time in the Army. Nice to hear they're doing it nowadays. Now I don't know if that's a dig or, you know. Another one is if it isn't raining, it isn't training. Yeah, I saw that one too. If it ain't snowing, we ain't going. Yeah, okay. So again, kind of the guys are just being mean. I've never been I've never been assigned to the 101st. I'm just telling you that right now. So I can't tell you anything about that organization, other than the fact that we get a lot of the information in the inbox. And I've had buddies that served in the 101st because they throw rocket Suntories at me all the time, every time we talk about it. So yeah, but hey, a lot of individuals were back in there's a way back in my day comments are really just expressions of why did we didn't get this? It's not fair. Ooh, that's a good one too. No reason to hate. There you go. So that was the situation on the 101st weather call. Okay, you don't like it, you don't like it. So let us move on. All right, let me pull up. Let me look at something right here. I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me show you the 100. Yeah. Someone's like, didn't you post a pic from 101st? Yep. There we go. There's the pic. It's funny because that was posted and then another post about the weather being the inclement weather. So I don't know. Are we causing drama too? I don't know. I just think it's funny that they, that there's guys, that guy, it looks like that guy's trying to drive out there like almost like Ace Ventura. Like, isn't there laws or something like that? You have to get all your snow off of your vehicle before you start driving. So, all right. Did you guys catch the town hall that happened? There's a town hall at U.S. Army Garrison, Hawaii, and we shared it. And there was some good conversations. There was some good talk. There was some not booing, but some ruffling of the audience. The audience was rustling. I will say this, that we appreciated the shout outs that we got from the chain of command, the division CSM and the garrison leadership. Matter of fact, let me pull that up right quick. And let me highlight that right quick. Let me get that out. This is Colonel Rachel Sullivan, the commander of U.S. Army Garrison. And let me change here to the window cap.
Again, thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for communicating in whatever way it is you're communicating. As Sergeant Major mentioned, the garrison is also in direct communication with W.T.F, with Hots and Cots. I conducted an hour-long phone call with Rob from Hots and Cots last week to answer some of his questions, to gather some of the information that many of you have shared with him so that we could, one, have that information and work on addressing it if we were not aware of it, but also to help to answer the why on where we are with some of these things. So first of all,
this is Sergeant Major Curry, the 25th Infantry Division CSM.
But the bottom line is, I've heard you on social media. Yes, I have direct comms with Hots and Cots. Yes, I have direct comms with W.T.F. So when you all submit something to those folks, it gets directly to me. I'd prefer if you just send it right to me, because then I can cut out the middleman. We could solve problems immediately. But if that's your tool that you're most comfortable with, drive on.
All right. So again, there's not going to be a change in how you guys give us information. Anything. Anytime you guys send us something, it's always going to be, of course, inbox sanctity. We will not reveal any sources. We will not reveal who sent us this. We will only discuss. We will only, I guess you would say, reveal the issue that we're not going to say, well, Specialist so-and-so sent us that. Contrary to what all the fucking other meme pages or other pages are saying, a lot of, because we troll too. We see other pages that have comments saying, isn't that the same? That's the same page that dropped a dot. We've never revealed unless you've asked any ID to anything. And of course, unless it's a criminal investigation, capital crimes or something like that. So the Sergeant Major was correct. I mean, you could reach out to him, you could reach out to us, but we will never reveal the identities, nor will Hots and Cots, Rob at Hots and Cots will never reveal identities. We will only present the issues and bring it to their attention. And some of it is the leadership may not be tracking, but some of it is that the leaders are tracking, but they did not get to the level that you saw for that barracks town hall. So if you scroll the timeline or go to U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii, you'll see the town hall, and you'll see us poking around in there. And a lot of information came out of that town hall. There's some things that I didn't agree with, but there's some things that can't be helped. There's some things that could have been helped. I think they had the division commander there too. Matter of fact, let me just pull off a story that has come off from Task and Purpose that resulted from the from that. And it was announced that the Army will house more soldiers per barracks than a service regulation allows due to the increase of more than 690 troops assigned to units in Hawaii. And that was from the town hall. Army commander said officials will have little choice but to double up. That sucks. That's fucked up. I mean, we never really get I don't know. There's no way to fucking sugarcoat this. We never get a really good read on the barracks. Just like we never get a good read on the fucking stats for suicide, or we never get how many actual numbers do we have. I mean, obviously there's some opposite considerations there. About how many people do we have? I will say that we have had inbox feedback that they have never been able to get, and this is for quite some time. Not with this, just not with the chain of command currently there, but it's always been an issue of an accurate account on barracks on Hawaii, because the Army, of course, is increasing the number of troops to Hawaii, and all the soldiers live on base, and of course, it's cost an arm and a leg to live on the island. And Colonel Sullivan did say that that there are plans that the plans do not comply with the Army regulation that specifies the minimum square footage of living space of living space of enlisted soldiers should expect in a room. So the garrison provides installation support, oversees the oversight of the barracks for Fort Shafter, Schofield Barracks, Tripler, and Wheeler. Quote, I know that it feels like everyone is doubled up. We have 5,500 total bed spaces. We have 350 rooms that have been reported to us where soldiers have doubled up. So that's 700 people impacted. Because if somebody's doubled up, they're in a room with somebody else. Now, you can catch all the information and all that. I'm just not going to drive on, but I'm just going to say it just really is frustrating to see that we don't ever have any accurate counts for the barracks. It almost seems like, aside from the 3D printed mobilization barracks that we saw at Fort Bliss, I think that was the only real Army discussion of barracks. And aside from the leader sit rep that we had, the Army senior leader sit rep, I've not seen anything that was significant. Or I'll take that back. We've not seen any significant leadership footprint presence on social media to say, here's what we're doing with our fucking barracks. Our barrack situation is this. This how many? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, there's water cooler angry talk about what the answer would be, but it just pisses me off. There was a 2023 Government Accounting Office report that identified numerous problems with barracks on 10 military installations. Guess what was included? Now, I think everybody knows this: mold, cockroaches, bed bugs, rodents, and issues with sewage as well as water quality. You guys remember the situation with the water being contaminated by a fuel depot in Hawaii. So it really does freaking. It doesn't really answer the bill on any of that shit. On, okay, what do we do with our what are we gonna do with this? What's our big plan? All we have is podcasts, and all we have is discussions. And okay, the only thing we've ever seen is the printed 3D mobilization barracks at Fort Bliss and the town hall that we've seen. At now, there were some doozies in the town hall. There were some comments that were being made, and the crowd, like I said, you got to watch it. I'm not going to sit here and watch. I was like, yeah, do we play the whole thing, or do we just play some whatever? Do the side viewing like most influencers like to do. They like to sit there and do reaction videos. Even though somebody on our team said that I pretty much do almost like reaction videos. So again, I don't know what the answer to this. I always see that the fact that presence is influence. If you're present on social media and bringing up updates, then the soldiers will feel confident in the leadership. Now, there are some issues that were addressed from the leadership as well, and what they saw there wasn't a very pleasant reaction from the audience. I think Hots and Cots walking into, or coming onto the scene and cataloging. Man, sorry, my English is bad. I've been speaking like quasi Spanish today. Cataloging all the incidents as opposed to how other social media platforms like us and Army Reddit, even though we do keep numbers on that, Hots and Cots has really been able to keep a good record on the metrics of what's been going on. And since he stepped on the scene, now all of a sudden everyone talks about it, even though Army Reddit and W.T.F have been, beating the drum, saying, hey, soldier issues in barracks have been going on for quite some time. So it's not fucking new. We've always fucking known this. There's always been some sort of congressional testimony and a leader going up and in front of Congress, or a potential candidate for Sergeant Major of the Army that will talk about, here's what we're doing with the barracks. This is what we're going to do with the barracks. Another one comes around. This is what we're going to do with the barracks. Now what we're doing with the barracks. It just seems like we're beating the fucking dead horse. I'm just telling you. It really does feel like it is. We're beating a dead horse when it comes to the barracks. So shout out to Rob, shout out to the team at WTF Moments, and Army Reddit as well for continuously highlighting this. It sucks. We should not be posting on social media all the time that, yep, this is normal. Typical Army, moldy barracks, just like the back of my day, guys. Well, what do you mean you guys, complain about blah, 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 you should... Why does it have to be an issue when it comes to something like this? So again, yes, to reiterate, yes, we get information from you at the inbox at WTF Moments and at Hots and Cots, and we only address the issue to the chain of command. We do not reveal identities of individuals that have sent us anything. Unless you say, hey, I'm in room this, I'm Sergeant so-and-so. Could you let the CSM know that I got this going on? And, you know, a situation like that would definitely be addressed. But good Lord, man. Are you part of the division staff? No. No. I don't know anything. Like I said, I've never been in 25th ID either. There we go. There's my so yeah, back at Bragg, yeah, exactly. Back at Bragg. So again, I just, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating that the leaders see that the leaders have to go up front in front of the troops and say this, and then here's us that have been dealing with those issues going, Jesus Christ. Are we ever going to get an answer? And again, some of it is those leaders falling right into it. Hang on, somebody's blowing up my phone. I forgot to put my phone on getting all these. You guys been getting like these weird freaking phone calls lately talking to you about getting a new loan or something like that? You guys been noticing that? It's like ever since the Verizon drama happening and shit like that. There's so-and-so. Would you want to get a new loan? Do you have a consolidation loan? Do you want to get a new rate on your mortgage? You guys been getting that too? So. All right. We really didn't have much to go on today, other than the fact that we wanted to do a follow-up story, and then we have a story about a retirement award. A retirement award. You guys know Doggles, right? You guys know who Doggles is. Doggles, every time you go into the DoD Enterprise, you open it up, and what do you see, right? You see a little dog, right? You don't see a dog. You see a military working dog, right? You see Doggles. And Doggles recently retired. He retired yesterday. So every time you log in, every time you see your, you go onto the on your websites that on the DoD, what do you see? You see Doggles, right? No big deal. So he had a retirement ceremony. It was live streamed and shared. We shared the pics, shared everything up, the handler and all that. Great little video. I mean, come on. This is like good, clean, wholesome stuff. This is wholesome shit. This is the stuff that I like to see. I like, aw, who doesn't like Doggles, right? They better not change the freaking splash page either. So we're watching the vid, watching some of the, watching some of the pictures being taken and all that, and I noticed something. He's got a pretty good record. Let me just read Doggles' his record here. He's got he's got a pretty impressive record. "58 Secret Service missions, 5,700 hours in his career, participated in significant events such as the NATO Summit, Democratic National Convention, the Army's 250th celebration, stateside funerals, and the United Nations General Assembly." Doggles is doing it. His name is MWD Nick. His real name is Nick, but his nickname, almost you could say it's an unauthorized call sign, right? So Doggles had a retirement ceremony and Dog was tired, but held in like a champ for everybody to meet Doggles. And he is going to be retiring with his handler. And so Staff Sergeant Justin Payton and his wife Lauren are adopting Doggles, or Nick. And who, welcome to the retired life, Doggles. That's what I'm talking about. Let me throw some pictures up here. Look at that. Look at that. That's a good picture. Now, here's the thing that got us kind of riled up. They sound like, wait a minute. Doggles retired with an ARCOM? This is some BS. I think the Secretary of the Army should do an upgrade. We saw what happened when the active shooter event in Fort Stewart, right? On the spot MSM, on the spot awards, right? All that stuff that happened. And they couldn't give Doggles, MWD Nick, a freaking Legion of Merit for his service. They gave him an ARCOM. That's like the biggest Army WTF. I mean, we always talk about that all the time, right? You always see guys talking about their retirement awards and what they didn't get. Guys and gals who've served over 20, close to 30, 40 years, and it's on a who you know. They get like an MSM, while everybody else who has their buddies, they retire with the Legion of Merit. No, I'm not joking. I'm serious. Why is it the Doggles didn't get a Legion of Merit? This right here just highlights. Okay, I'm kind of joking here on this part. The toxicity of the award system. Secretary of the Army, come on, let's do an upgrade. Get Doggles his freaking Legion of Merit. He deserves a Legion of Merit. As a matter of fact, what's his rank? What did he retire rank of? Somebody said he was a sergeant first class. Somebody said he's a staff sergeant. These are answers that we have to know. I need to kick this over to some of our friends over at the Task and Purpose. Say, hey, what's up? What's up with Doggles not getting a freaking Legion of Merit? This is a win-win. This is a fix. Get Doggles that Legion of Merit. Hey, is that the dog? Yes. Hang on, let me show you the screen. Is that the dog? Is that the dog when you log in? Yep. Yeah. Let me show you the. There he is right here. It's when he was deployed. See, he's not a pogue either. He deployed. Well, I know the term I use for pogue is a substandard soldier. I know everyone else likes to use the personnel other than persons other than grunts or personnel other than grunts. But pogue to me is a substandard soldier. He's not a pogue. He deployed. He went outside the wire. But anyways, here's his image that you log into. So again, the question needs to be answered. Why did Doggles get an ARCOM when he retired? This is an atrocity. Yes, I'm going to make a big deal about it. Not server related. Do I answer unknown number, boomer? No, I do not. I do not. I'm not a boomer. Hey, I have the newest. I have the high speed tech that I got. I have the kids tell me. Did you know that you just like let your voicemail just wash and blah blah blah, and then I just like, oh yeah, so I get all the thing. I run my shit to voicemail unless I know who you are. Side pieces, girlfriends, wives, ex-wives, shit like that. Baby mamas, kids, all over the world. Just like, there you go. If they didn't give him a plaque with a Doggles mounted on it, it would be an insult. Matter of fact, now that you guys mentioned that, let me look at the because there was also it was such an awesome ceremony to see. And so let me pull the pics up right here. Let me grab the images. Somebody sent, I think he had his because this story is going to get posted tomorrow. You're going to see it on the main page. But he had his stuff. He had his Let's see. There was an image with him with all of his accoutrements, and he had all of his they had everything set out. I think there were some individuals that attended that also took pictures of the matter of fact, let me look it up. I just want to make sure because I don't want to have the what is it, the Streisand effect or the Epstein effect or the Weinstein effect. What was that? Oh, where are the Epstein files? Let's see. Let's look at the. And I'll be honest with you, everyone's like, why are you making a big deal about a dog? I'm making a big deal about a dog, man. I'm making a big deal of the fact that Doggles served his country. NWD Nick. And only got a freaking ARCOM. Is he going to be part of the admin team? I don't know. We'll have to ask his handler. Sergeant Payton. Ask him, hey, man. And then do some Doggles pics with some W.T.F moment swag. Look at that. There's another picture that we got from here. That's a good boy. Look at that's a good boy. Sorry. I'm a sucker for the puppers. see. There's another one here. I'm just going through all the pictures that everyone's been dropping in the comments. I think somebody had a picture of like his actual, like legit photos of him, with all of his stuff, with all of his. And I don't know if I can't see. I'll have to find if they did do the. Here he is. Here he is. Post retirement ceremony. He's leaving. He's taking off. Look at that. Look at that, papas. Look at that good. That's a good boy. Look at that. He's out. He's retired. He can wear his Army veteran ball cap. Go to the VFW and talk shit. Put on his grunt style shirt and walk around calling everybody pogues. Look at that. Look at that. Only to retire. Only to retire with a freaking ARCOM. Secretary of the Army, got to fix this. There must be something we could do. There must be something we could rally. I know nobody gives a shit about petitions, but it's Doggles. I mean, do we talk shit about the Ranger tab or something? Yeah, I bet you if he had a Ranger, exactly. I bet you if he had a Ranger tab, he would have gotten a Legion of Merit. Ooh, don't be hating on the Rangers. Them cool peeps. So again, that's our concern. That is our WTF moments. Is that Doggles retired with an ARCOM and not a Legion of Merit? This must be answered. So, let me see. There's another one here. I'm trying to find. There was one in here where he got his. There were some friends that put some pictures in here. Yeah, no, I got that picture. Somebody sent me a splash page one. I got that one. But yeah, I'll have to find. Matter of fact, let me look at another source right quick. I know I'm just rambling now at this point and just, you know. Let me see. Friends over at Army Reddit sent this out. Posted some pics of Doggles as well. So I'm going to show some pics that he posted. There we go. Here's what I saw. Here's what we saw at the retirement ceremony. Always for the puppers, man. There we go. There's his retirement. Look at that. Man, he looking like a badass. Look at that. Standing room only. And there he is with all of his missions and support. I don't see anything about rank. Yeah. He's been deployed. He's been deployed everywhere. He's been all over the place. He's been to Iraq too. Man, that dog's been. Let me see. There's another one here. So there was another pic of him being really like you could tell he was tired, but he hung in there and was there freaking. Here he is posing for the camera. Here he is posing for right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that adorable doggy. He's want to get like 5 of them now. Ever notice people just like melt when it comes to dogs? It's awesome. So there's another one here. I'm trying to find the picture where he's just absolutely smoked. And you could tell, oh yeah, here it is. Like he's like, oh, good Lord. Here it is right here. Poor guy. Like everybody. All right, everybody. Like over 200 people in attendance. Oh, over 200 people in attendance. And they all came by and gave him treats and petted him and gave him the shake and all that. Look at that. Poor guy. So again, congratulations to Doggles. Congratulations on your retirement, MWD Nick. And we're gonna dig in and find out why the hell he got an ARCOM when he should have gotten a Legion of Merit. Some of this is joking. Some of this is not. Poor puppas. Everyone should pull together and get him a legit plaque worthy of all those logins. Yeah, he's got. I'm saying I'm looking for some pictures, and someone had his stuff laid out, like they had presented a picture of him. And I'll have to find it. Oh, matter of fact, let me do one more search. Yes, I'll pause a podcast for a dog. Damn right. So. Somebody posted some pic. I gotta keep finding it. Here it is, right here. Here's another pic too. Look at this. This is a badass pic. I like this. Look at that. Oh man. Look at this. I can think of no other icon that we know currently right now, except for the Delta EOD guy, Sergeant Major Mike Vining. So, I'm just saying, those are the only two icons we have currently right now. You know, we really don't have any. Do we have any Army icons at all that we could relate to on something like this? No. So let me see if there's another picture. There was another picture I saw. Everyone pictures of sending them their dogs. A ton. If you guys look at some of the posts, just look up doggles, and you'll see people that have sent dogs wearing doggles, just like doggles or Nick is wearing. So that's a good puppy. Yeah, exactly. Somebody says he's a Sergeant First Class. Okay. All right. Find out. We'll find out why Sergeant First Class Nick did not get a ARCOM. So where's his grunt style shirt? How many lieutenant colonels and above will be salty that a dog got a bigger turnout send off than what they got? You ain't lying, Patrick. You ain't lying. He was amber on hearing and MedPro, so they downgraded it. Yeah, exactly. That's why. I say again, we pulled together to give him a bigger retirement plaque in the shape of appropriate metal, big enough and badass enough to make it a struggle for his handler to find space for. Yeah, exactly that. Well, full vet coverage, I hope. Yeah. The way, I don't know, somebody was telling me that the retirement dogs are retired from the NWD. They're given some sort of, there's some retirement thing. I don't know. You know, that's a good question, Holly. Do they? Do they get TRICARE for life? Do they get some sort of medical coverage? That's a good point. That is a good point. So again, congrats to Doggles. We're going to do some research and we're going to highlight this and bring this up to the appropriate channels. I don't want to beat it a horse, but, you know, Doggles does deserve to get a Legion of Merit. All right, so let's see. What's the other thing? Okay, yep. So we covered the weather. We covered the town hall. Yeah, that story's gonna get posted. Yeah, okay. Can we post a story? Yes, we'll post a story on the town hall, but we'll also post. Well, it's already posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments, the live at U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii that they did with the command teams there. So you'll see it. One more story that we'll cover that caused more controversy that I didn't think it would happen. Look, when we get an image, we sit around, the council, the team, and goes, is this OPSEC, PERSEC, InfoSec, whatever sec worthy is it, should we take this down? Should this be a post that we should or should not post? Is this post worthy enough to not getting anybody in trouble? We ask ourselves the question. For every 4 to 5 posts that you see posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments, there's about another 20 or 30 that you don't see. Everyone's like, hey, how come you guys only posted so much for photos of the week or blah, blah, blah? Well, photos of the week, we want to have that. Imagine a photo that you would want to be on a recruiting poster or a movie trailer or a movie poster. That's kind of like the standards. And if it's 80 photos that come in, we look and see, all right, cool. And then they get distributed through, it's almost like you're constantly reviewing to make sure it gets posted up for the next, for instance, photos of the week. Normally we like to close out at midnight. Was it a Friday? Friday midnight Eastern Standard Time. So Eastern Standard Time on Friday at midnight, you should have all your photos of the week submissions. They get reviewed, obviously, throughout the entire, that's just the deadline. But throughout the week, every time someone sends it in, like, is this good enough? Oh, yeah. Okay, hold that, and we'll see if it's good for the next one. But the ones that really stand out, yep, that goes up. That's going to get scheduled. That's a good post. Yep, another one's. We also give advice to some of the amateur or the fledgling professionals photograph. Some of them that we've gotten images of, individuals have sent us that PAOs even go, who sent that in, or did a PAO send that? And we don't like to reveal who sent it in, but we do say, nope, that was just a kid with an iPhone or a Samsung. It doesn't really matter. Or we have gotten some badass photos from PAOs that you're like, damn, dude, you should submit yourself for the what's that? What is that? Robert L. Ware Award? The Keith L. Ware. I'm fucking up the name. It's a PAO award that they get for their stuff that they do every year. But yeah, freaking send it in. But again, the cutoff's midnight Eastern Standard Time every Friday. And so usually like between Mondays and Thursdays, it keeps going pretty good. And then it gets at the end, I don't know, Friday-ish, like 4 or 5 trickle in. If it doesn't make it, don't keep sending them in. Keep sending videos. So anyways, what I was saying, the whole point that I was making here is that when the images come in, the team looks at it. There are some images that don't make it because Facebook will take it down. You might get you like really in trouble if you post it up, or we'll say, it's not like back in the day where just slap it to see what sticks and whatever. And sometimes we will post something up and somebody will say, please take this down. Please. I'm going to get in trouble. Or blah, blah, blah. Well, we had an image that went up. And we posted it. And I think the entire military police, the entire interwebs on the military police side freaked out because we posted an image of 2 dudes or a guy getting caught up on the fence. And we had demands. You better take this down. This is classified. This is OPSEC, and this is this. We didn't take it down. As a matter of fact, it was posted, still posted, and we had a lot of the MP Corps like really flipping that. Who sent that to you? We demand that you take it down. And it was a picture of an inmate trying to escape from Leavenworth. I'm gonna post it again. just to rip the bandage off the wound. They were so mad. So mad. And MPs from around the globe told us that we needed to take this down because we can't show fences, or we can't show prisoners, or we can't show whatever. We knew that there was going to get reported, and we knew that it was going to go up, and we knew there was going to be some issues of how these guys got here. And of course, we're still waiting on that story. And the reason why I'm talking about this is to use the example, of course, that it wasn't going to come down, and it didn't come down, and it's staying up. We're not going to take it down. Well, to give you an update on what happened, this is from Rose Thayer from Stars and Stripes. The soldier added 9 months to his prison time after he and another inmate attempted to escape the facility and ended up tangled in the barbed wire fencing. Zachary Herrader and Mason Wollersheim made their escape attempt April 29th from the Midwest Joint Regional Correctional Facility, and both were apprehended by the corrections personnel. Army spokesperson Heather J. Hagan. Now, again, Herrader was about 1 year into a 33-month prison sentence for domestic violence at the time of the escape attempt, and pleaded guilty in January 12th to the charge of attempted escape from post-trial confinement. A military judge, Colonel Frederick Gallum, accepted the plea. Herrader was not convicted of the second charge of conspiracy to escape confinement, according to the Army court docket. And according to the original convicted in 2024, Herrader was a specialist assigned to Vilseck, Germany, and he pleaded guilty to assaulting his spouse on 2 years prior, according to Army court records. Now, Wollersheim sustained injuries from the concertina wire at the top of the fence. And charges had not been referred to a court-martial, Hagen said. Preliminary hearing was held in his case in November for charges of attempted escapes, conspiracy. Like, this guy wants to leave, right? He's escaping. Escape from custody and assault, according to the court docket. Wollersheim, then a staff sergeant assigned to the 10th Special Forces Group, was convicted by a jury at Fort Carson, Colorado, for roughly 3 months before attempted escape. The guy, like they had to put this dude like in a helicopter, like personally, like they had to personally like make sure, because this guy wanted to run. Jury found him guilty of broadcasting an indecent recording, attempted larceny, wire fraud larceny, and was sentenced to 28 months in prison. The theft involved stealing from UPS and attempting to steal from Pinnacle Assurance, State Farm, and USAA. The Army's Midwest Joint Regional Correction Facility houses military prisoners sentenced to less than 10 years of confinement, according to its service. It has 6 housing units each. And now, here's where everyone was getting mad about, oh, well, you're going to reveal how many people are there. And I'm like, well, that's going to get reported anyways. According to the service, it has 6 housing units with a capacity of 464 inmates, and the facility is adjacent to the U.S. Disciplinary Barracks, the military's only maximum security prison, Fort Leavenworth. So when we posted that, man, everybody was pissed. Everyone was like, raw. You should make a policy that when you pin the posts to the top that are requested to be taken out, that I see what you're saying. You should make it a policy that you pin the posts to the top when they are requested to be taken down without legit reason. I only have Facebook. How do I submit a photo? Send it to U.S. Army W.T.F. Moments on Facebook. He wouldn't have gotten stuck if we still had the leg tuck. Yeah, exactly. I don't blame him for wanting to escape. I heard they run that place like a prison. So now this is what we're doing to... I'm not dropping names here, okay? But I will bring up the situation because I do not want to violate inbox sanctity to U.S. Army W.T.F. Moments and all of the followers that we have that trust the inbox. There was a command. I won't say what it was, and I won't say what time, but there was a command that told the soldier that image that was posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments needed to come down. You better tell those fat specialists, and I'm paraphrasing here. You better tell those guys, because we were hearing other rumors and rumint of what this. Anyways, so the leader told the soldier to tell us to take the picture down. And we said, what unit you in? And the soldier revealed the unit, and we said, okay, cool. Here's what's happening in your command. Go with that. And the image there was never a response to that. We have had individuals that have blocked us, mostly commanders. They're commanders. They're commanders that are using burner accounts, and we kind of catch them, and we kind of laugh at them that, they just see this guy, or one of the admins will ping me and say, hey, they want us to take this down. And we said, hell no. So again, we always do that. That's a good idea, Patrick. Pin the posts to the top when they're requested to be taken out without legit. Well, I mean, again, legit. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the content that we've received, like, it's really kind of fucked up sometimes. What we get crime scene photos too, or we'll get fucking crashes, or we'll get videos and incidences of stuff that have happened from, and it's pretty fucking grim. That's why sometimes you don't get a response in the inbox for a minute, because sometimes we got to take a knee for some of the shit that we've seen. But yeah, I'm just. But first sergeant said you better take it down. My company commander said you better take it down. This is Lieutenant Colonel so-and-so. This is Lieutenant Colonel so-and-so. Please take this down. No. We normally do not take it down. Again, unless it is, I mean, there has to be some serious extenuating circumstances for us to take your shit down. So again, the reason why I wanted you guys, the reason why we put that photo back up of that prisoner trying to escape was for that reason right there. To give you a follow-up, of course, because then you're never going to know, hey, whatever happened to that guy? So shout out to Sergeant Stripes. for dropping that. All right, I think that's it. I think is that all the stuff I was going to talk about. It's not really it wasn't really a big night tonight for news. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. So, you guys got any questions? I'm seeing you guys are rolling around in the comments there. What's up, Ken? How you doing? I think that's it. I wanted to give you guys an update of the prisoner. Adds 9 months. Yep, got him. Got Doggles. He's gonna be posted onto the main page story from the Army. What's the next one? I don't see what the next one is. Yeah, I think that's it. So how are babies made? Well, when two people don't love each other and there is an opportunity and alcohol is involved. No, I shouldn't say that. But yeah, I think that's it. Matter of fact, let me pull up the calendar here, and let me see what we got. We got some guests. Do we have some guests coming out? I can't reveal. I don't reveal too much. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil surprises. You know how us old guys are. We ruin everything when it comes to the surprise. So I don't want to. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Let me look at the counter. Let me see what we got. So that way we are 5 by 5. Yeah, I have a guess, but I think we're gonna wait until next week to announce or something. I don't want to make sure that I'm right. I don't want to overstep my bounds. I want to make sure I don't ruin surprises. But anyways, this is U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Sergeant's time. Let me pop up the graphic here. There we go. This is Sergeant's time. Myself and Spanky. Spanky had something to do. FTX. The bye week. I think tomorrow is going to be like weekend co-ops again. Back to back. So Friday and Saturday normally is FTX, and then they have a bi-weekly event, and then weekend co-ops, and I'm going to step in. King and me with the actual King Smith and his wife Michelle on Mondays, and then the Monday edition with myself and Massey. I know Massey's been in and out. Massey's been on the road traveling, doing his work. Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesdays with his angry staff of Mad Mike and Angry Elf. WTF Nation Sports Bar and the Smoke Pit. Again, the actual King Smith. And what do you hear? What do you say? The coach for the sports bar. And then the Smoke Pit with Radio RTZ. Me and Sergeant's time with Spanky. And then, of course, that's it. That's we try to broadcast live on time, 8 p.m. Eastern. 5 platforms, 2 YouTube pages, 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And then on X. I like X. X is a fun app to go on and talk shit because people get so upset about everything. It's kind of funny. Hell, you can go on there and one more time. How to submit the photo. Time of Smoke Pit. Smoke Pit is 1100. 1100. I'm sorry, 2300 Eastern Standard. I think. Yeah. So that's the Smoke Pit one. One more time. Are you on what Facebook account? What page are you watching from there, Jerry? Let me see where you're at. Let me see where you're at. All right, because we're broadcasting on 2 Facebook pages. So if you're listening on U.S. Army WTF Moments, you know what it says where it says message the page. That's where you hit it. That's the so you message the page that you're listening on this Facebook page that you're currently, hit the message, send a photo, and that's it. That's all you need to do. So, all right, I think that's it. Nice and quiet. You guys be safe out there in the weather, because I know it's gonna be bad. I know individuals who say they can drive in weather normally talk shit about people who can't drive anyway. So Be careful out there. And with that, y'all have a good night. See you. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Driving us insane. ATF 0 dark 30, no time to complain. Push ups in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Rocket marches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters, we rise. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Souls and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. Memories in our mind. Brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our sin. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.